Okay, in this lesson, we're going to talk about factoring trinomials when a is greater than 1. So last week, we really focused when this a term was 1, the number in front of the x was 1. Now we're going to make it a bigger number. So if you look at this first example here, this a value, I know there's no x's, but with the variable, the a value is 3. So again, you can kind of identify these things. It's not as helpful. It might be, actually, be helpful for you to do this still. But as you kind of get used to this and you keep doing it, it'll come much easier to you. So my best advice for these is you really need to think about distributing backwards. So kind of going backwards and distributing. So I'm going to try to do my best to kind of talk you through it. So with these, if you set up two binomials, right, the thing that makes these tricky is if this number is not always just y and y. Yes, they will need to have a y, but I need to make a 3y squared. And 3 is nice because I know that the only factors of 3 are 3 and 1. So I know to get a 3y squared that this first term must have a 3y and y. Okay, so that will give me a 3y squared when I distribute. The tricky part is I know that 3 is going to have to multiply something. Okay, so this method you might have to guess and check a bunch of times. So think about my factors of 10. So I have 5 and 2 and 10 and 1. So I only have a couple, which is good. And so I need to make a negative 13y. But also notice I'm going to have to multiply one of those numbers by 3 first before I get the negative 13. So this is where the guess and check process might be a little bit harder. So I know that one of these numbers has to, so I might just start plugging numbers in. I know if my product is negative, that one of my numbers will be negative. So I might do, let's try negative 5 and 2 and positive 2. So if I put those in, I get 3y squared plus 6y minus 5y minus 10. These do not equal negative 13, so I know that this is not correct. All right, so I'm going to try again. So I know 5 and 2 didn't work. What if I switched them? So what if I had negative 5 here and a positive 2 here? So if I did that, I get 3y squared for this first term. If I distribute it, I'm doing 3 times negative 5, which is negative 15. Negative 15y, 2 times y is 2y, and 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. So if I simplify this, oh look, I do get 13. So this is the pair I want. That's my answer. So you can just rewrite it a little bit neater. So 3y plus 2 and y minus 5 is my answer for that trinomial. So this is hard because it's going to require a lot of thinking and guessing and checking, but the more you do it, the easier it will come, okay? So I kind of already checked my answer up there. Okay, let's try another example. So example number 2, it factors this. So this example is a little bit more tricky because for my a value has multiple factors. So to get 4, I can either do 4 times 1 or 2 times 2. Okay, so I know that in parentheses, and this is where I might show a ton more work than I've been used to, I can do 2m times 2m, or I can also do 4m times m. And that will still get me a 4m squared. So with this one, all right, my factors of 27 are 9 and 3, 27 and 1. So because this is negative, my C value is negative, I know that one of my numbers has to be negative. So now I might just kind of try to guess and check. Let's see. If I put, this is positive, so I know the bigger number has to be positive. So if I put 9 here and maybe negative 3, I'm going to try it out. 2m times 2m is 2m squared. 2m times 9 is 18m. 3 times 2m is negative 6m. And 3 times 9 is negative 27. So this is equal to 12m, which is not correct. So that is not right. All right. Maybe if I switch them, let's try switching them. So I'm going to do the same type of thing. I'll have 2m's here. All right, so I'll put positive 9. Oh, no, that won't work because they're both 2. So actually, that helps. Well, let me try 27 and 1. So 27 and 1. All right, so let's see. 2 times 2 is 4m squared. 2m times 1 is 2m squared. 27 times 2 is 54. That's not going to work because 54m, yeah, that's not going to work. That won't work. So I know that my 2m's won't work. So I know that 4m and m have to be my pair there. So again, I got to figure out what combination of those numbers are going to give me my answer. So 4 times, let's try 9 here, and 3 here. Remember, one has to be positive, one has to be negative because this product is negative. So 4m squared, 4 times 9 is 36m minus 3m minus 27. This does not give me 3m, so that's not my answer. So it's got to be this combo. I'm going to check my answer. 4m squared minus 12m plus 9m minus 27. Oh, I'm so close. This gives me a negative 3m, so that just must mean I have to switch these negatives and positives. So my answer is 4m minus 9 and m plus 3. And I can double check my work if I need to. So there's really no good method for this other than guessing and checking. Okay, but the only thing that this does do is it helps you, one, with number sense, and it helps you, two, become more fluent at factoring in general, because your brain is constantly going to be thinking, okay, multiply this by this, add this to this, and so you'll get much better at this. I know it might be really hard at first, but that's okay. If you flip the page, there's only 4 practice problems, and that's because it might take you a while for each one. Okay, so do the 4, and then there's just one answer at the, or one question at the end. I just want you to know how you felt about this lesson. Is it really hard for you? Is it really easy for you? And are you just completely lost and you need my help? So just kind of answer that once you're done with today's practice.